what do you see as the future of the sexual marketplace and intersexual dynamics between men and women and the RP in the future? We're going to shut up and let you go. Please take it away.
All right. For women, I see a lot of loneliness on the horizon. And I don't say that to be like an asshole. I say that as sort of a warning. I think a lot, like whenever a guy says, oh, you're going to be lonely and cat lady and you're going to have box wine and whatever, like, and you're going to be a spinster is basically what they're saying. And it sounds like revenge. It sounds like guys are either too happy or they're too pissed off or too sad about like the state of women. I just go down to nuts and bolts. And I outline this actually in book 4 as well. There is a study by Morgan Stanley Financial. They did you can go find it too. It's online. It's called The Rise of the She Economy. And in that sort of research, they postulate that by 2030, women between the ages of 25 and 44, something like 52%. I hope I'm getting my numbers right. Something like 45 to 52%.
It's over half.
Yeah,
it is going to be over half
of women of marriageable age will be single for the rest of their lives. They will not reproduce unless they get unless they get artificial insemination, but they will be unmarried and childless during those ages by 2030, which is like a very, very steep incline. In fact, they are so certain of this that they did this research on Morgan Stanley so their investors would know what to invest in the coming decade.
Wow.
So they're invest in box wine, right? And invest in cat toys, invest in
it's not a joke, guys, when we say this.
In ovum freezing, in reproductive technology.
And pet dogs.
Cats, dogs, whatever. What is going to be hot in the future, and this is what you can expect, and so this is what you should put your money into. So if we're already making predictions of where we should put our money, I think we need to look at why this is the way it is. Now, if you go and you follow the logic of Bloomberg or Morgan Stanley, Forbes, whatever, they will say this is a great success. This is a glowing, great progress of humanity. Well, finally, women are independent. You hear women say, like we heard last night from the 20-year-old girl, I want to give up my independence, right? Okay. I wanted to say this, but I didn't. Independent of what? Independent, like if you're independent of something, what were you dependent on that you're now independent of?
Right.
And whenever we hear this, remember I was telling you about how we've been hearing the same lingo from feminists for a long time. That's one of them. I want to be a strong, independent woman. Okay, independent of what? Independent of men. That's what it is. They've already achieved that. There's more women in college right now. They're making more money now. Women control way more money than men do. Yeah. So when you're talking about like the bullshit of the gender pay wage gap, whatever it is, it's not endemic sexism. If there's any gap, there's a gap in spending. There's a gap in control and authority over that spending. Women are the #1 consumers in Western societies as it is. But they also control, and again, another stat in the book is over the course of a family's history, women will control 90% of that family's wealth. Yep. That's car expenditures, that's college, that's we're going to go on vacation, we're going to buy this TV set, this kind of stuff. Women, if they're not making the money, they're directing the flow of where that currency is going to. So don't give me this bullshit about, well, we need to make as much money as a man, and it's because of this endemic sexism and the patriarchy. Fuck you, because you're the one spending the money, and I got the stats to show you that right now.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And I'll say this real quick, Rolo. Women spend so much money that a male company like Gillette will risk losing business,
financial ruin,
to crap on men so that they can appease to women, because they understand even with male razors, women are the predominant consumers. So that goes to show you guys how strongly women are the consumer base in the West, man. Even male companies are ostracizing their own target audience to sell to women.
Also,
sorry, Rolo,
I'll add to that as well. So a lot of people don't know this, right? But behind a lot of tech companies are female employees.
Yep.
And they control the flow.
And Fresh used to work for a tech company, guys. This comes from experience.
They control the flow of how things are put out. Now, like you guys said, women control the customer base for most things. So get this, right? A lot of our content is not geared towards women. So what does it do? Suppress it and oftentimes delete it. because it's not going to be suitable for their consumers, which is women.
Yep.
So yeah, that's very true.
Big facts. Sorry, Rolo, go ahead.
I'll here's another
Prediction?
prognostication for the future.
Mhm.
We live in the most emotionalized society the world has ever known right
Facts.
now.
Facts.
Everything is feels before reals. We say this all the time in the Manosphere, and we
Yeah.
joke about it, but it's really true. We live in an age, and I make the case for it in book 4. Our religion is emotionalism right now. It's how did it make you feel?
Yep.
What
Our
are you-
TikTok
what are-
getting banned is an
what
example
are
of that.
you feeling? Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know,
Because
punish
you made-
women for bad behavior.
So-
Feelings.
So when I get criticized by women, it's usually for my tone.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if you would just say it with sweet little sappy sugarcoat what you're saying, then women will respond to it. No, it's not how I'm saying something. It's the data that I'm imparting to you
Yep.
that is offending you because it goes against the what is, an ego invested belief for that woman. It feels bad. And I get it. It's supposed to feel bad because if it's not feeling bad, then it's not going to motivate you to change.
Yes.
So in the future, and I don't know when we're going to reach critical mass, but right now we're in the age of emotionalism. We're in the age of ego and the age of emotionalism. And so we base our policies, whether it's political, whether it's economic, whatever it is, based on our emotional response to things. We have at least the last 3 generations of men who've been conditioned, and blue pill conditioning, have been trained to emote like women, to see emotional, like they've been trained and taught that the way that women process emotion is the correct way to process emotion.
Facts.
So when we say, oh, that man he's toxically masculine, he's not in touch with his feelings, right? He needs to express himself emotionally. He needs to get in touch with his feminine side. All that stuff we've been talking about since the 70s. The reason why that's still a thing right now is because it's a great means of control over those guys so that they will identify and align with the feminine, which is all based on emotion. So when we talk about like the emotional children that are out rioting in the streets right now, and they're tearing down statues, and don't they know that statue is this? They're not thinking rationally. They're not thinking with reason. They're thinking emotionally because those last 3-4 generations have been taught to emote like women, to be like woman. Woman is correct. Transgenderism, right? Why is it that more boys want to be girls than girls want to be boys? Because it's more advantageous socially to be a girl in a gynocentric social order than it is to be a man, because nobody wants to be a dad. Dads are assholes. Boys are toxically masculine. We got to give him Ritalin. We got to give him Adderall. We got to give him sedate that boy with drugs, with opiates, with alcohol, with pornography. Sedate him. Don't let him do anything, because if you let him do anything, he might turn toxic. He might turn violent. And it's all because we want to put men into, we want to force fit them into this emotional correctism. Whatever is female is correct.
Yep.
And so if you are brought up that way, you're going to vote that way. You're going to look for jobs that way. You're going to relate with people that way. Guys, the number one thing, guys, and I'm sure you've already got this. Guys will come to me for counseling or coaching or whatever the hell it is, right? And they'll say, Rolo, I don't know how to interrelate with guys. I don't know. I don't know how to talk to guys. There's guys I want to hang out. I always talk about tribalism, or I talk about like,
it's very important for men.
We have our little tribe. This is a tribe right here.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have tribes? And they don't. And the reason they don't is because they've been taught to emote and to relate to men as if they are women.
Yeah.
And that's what's valuable, and that's what makes them valuable. And that's how they get their self-worth. So it's no shock to me when guys in the black pill community or blue pill or purple pill or whatever it is, they don't want to make women the measurement of their lives, but they still emote and they still relate with people as if they have a feminine sort of training. So when we look at things like communitarianism, we look at socialism, we look at like, why are we even talking about socialism in the United States right now? It's because we put so many women into positions of power that seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good. Hey, you get one and you get one and you get one and you get one and so meritocracy,
regardless of how poorly you are working,
dominance hierarchies, competence hierarchies, meritocracy, all of that stuff flies out the window because we don't see the value in it, because it's not female correct.
Yep.
The female correct. Whenever women come into political power, whenever you get an AOC, whenever you get a woman who gets into Congress or the Senate, the first thing they do, their first priority, their number one priority, is not to their constituency. It is to the female purpose. It is to the sisterhood uber alles.
Kamala Harris.
So you got, I was going to say, you get women who go in there and the first thing they talk about is we need to legalize abortion. We need to change up divorce laws. We need to change these things. We need all of these things that we think are so horribly unfair. And it all becomes about women's issues and not all of our issues. Like how are we going to govern? It doesn't matter as long as women get theirs, as long as the sisterhood is served. I can go on forever. I don't want to go on forever about that, but I talk in a great extent about the sisterhood uber alles in this book. That's where I see us going.
That's where you see us going.
We're going to be, our politics are emotionalized. Our media, our entertainment is all emotionalized.
Yes, Terminator with a female actress, James Bond.
Everything is feminized and everything is emotionalized primarily right now. And we think that that's going to sell more movies and more.
It's backfiring.
I'll leave you with this. Remember when the Star Wars movies, I know John's a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And the last 3 Star Wars movies they just sucked. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because they don't know how to write the hero's journey. It's a male specific like thing, right?
Yep.
Men must become.
Yes.
We have a burden of performance and we go through these trials and tribulations to become something, right? Whereas when you get like Rey, she already is. She's a Mary Sue, right? She's already, I know how to use a lightsaber just magically, right? Didn't have to do that. Well, the reason why we think that that's a good idea is because the writers who put that together are from that generation of emotionalism. And so we have a Mary Sue written as if it's that this is a male character. We're just going to give her tits and a vagina. And then give her
the power from the beginning.
And so, because we think, or because this emotional society thinks that that's what the fan base wants to see. They want to see this powerful, we need more powerful women and strong women and independent women leads in our movies. And you know what's kicking their ass? Mandalorian with a little baby. That's what women want. Is baby Yoda. They want Grogu. They want baby Yoda. They don't want ass-kicking mama Rey. They want baby Yoda is what they want. Maternity. Because that's an innate drive in women. An innate drive in women is not, I'm going to learn a lightsaber and learn how to kick ass and take names. That's a man's job. And on our root lizard brain, on our pineal gland brain, we understand that. We recognize that. That's part of the machine.
Truth bomb time right now. Anyone that was alive in the 90s, famous movie that came out from Disney, Mulan. Okay? In the movie, what happens? Man. A woman must become, right? She learns in the beginning, she didn't know how to fight. She gets her ass kicked. She can't, like, hop the things, whatever, shoot the bow and arrows. But what do they do? The song, be a man, you must be, you know what I'm saying? You must become in the song, right? And then she learns the skills. She learns how to fight. She does this all with a masculine frame of reference. That movie did excellent. Why? Because she had to become. Even a woman had to adhere to masculine traits to be able to get the entertainment value. The hero's journey. No one cares. It's a masculine story every single time, even if you put a woman in the lead. And Mulan is an excellent example of that. When did that movie come out? In the fucking 90s. That would never come nowadays, right? Because a woman having to become what? Ugh! And now here's the thing. Hollywood is paying the consequence for being woke. You want to be woke? You're going to go broke. Because at the end of the day, people know deep down that women just are and men must become. And even if you put a woman into a male role, if you want to get the views and you want to get the entertainment, she still has to become.